Welcome to CyberXplain channel. Today we are going to discuss unmasking digital threats, how AI protects your online world. Vertical bar CyberXplain. Hey everyone, and welcome back to CyberXplain. Today, we are diving into a super cool and increasingly important topic, how artificial intelligence, or AI, is helping us defend against cyber threats. You might hear a lot about AI these days, from chatbots to self-driving cars, but its role in cybersecurity is truly a game-changer. We are going to break down how AI acts like a digital detective, sifting through mountains of information to find the bad guys. Think of AI as giving our cyber defenders superpowers, making them faster and smarter than ever before. It's a fascinating journey, so let's jump right in. So, why do we even need AI in cybersecurity? Well, imagine trying to find a single tiny needle in a haystack the size of a football field. That's what cybersecurity analysts face every day. We are dealing with an absolutely massive amount of data, billions of logs, millions of network connections, and new threats emerging every second. It's simply too much for humans to process effectively and quickly. Traditional security tools, while good, often rely on knowing what an attack looks like beforehand. But what about new, unknown attacks? That's where AI steps in to help us tackle this overwhelming scale. When we talk about AI in cybersecurity, we are mostly talking about a specific branch called machine learning, or ML. Don't worry, it's not as complex as it sounds. Think of machine learning as teaching a computer to learn from examples, rather than explicitly programming every single rule. It's like teaching a child what a cat is by showing them many pictures of cats and dogs, instead of writing down a complex definition. The computer learns to spot patterns and make predictions or decisions based on what it has seen. This learning is crucial for detecting subtle and evolving cyber threats. So, how exactly does machine learning learn? The secret sauce is training data. Imagine you are teaching a security guard what a suspicious person looks like. You'd show them pictures of good guys, bad guys, and point out key differences. That's essentially what we do with ML models. We feed them huge datasets filled with examples of normal system behavior, known attacks, and everything in between. The AI crunches all this data, looking for patterns, correlations, and anomalies. The more good quality, relevant data it gets, the smarter and more accurate it becomes at identifying potential threats. Just like humans learn in different ways, so do machine learning models. The two main learning styles we use in cyber are supervised and unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, we give the AI labeled data, meaning we tell it, this is a good email, or this is a malicious file. It learns from these direct examples. Unsupervised learning is a bit different, we don't label the data. Instead, the AI looks for natural groupings or unusual outliers all on its own. This is especially powerful for finding completely new, unknown threats because it doesn't need to be told what an attack looks like beforehand. Both have their place in a strong cyber defense. Let's talk about security information and event management, or SIEM for short. Think of a SIEM as the central nervous system of a company's cybersecurity. It collects logs and security alerts from everything servers, firewalls, applications, you name it. A traditional SIEM is brilliant at centralizing all this information, acting like a giant digital librarian. However, the sheer volume of data means security analysts often drown in alerts, many of which are false alarms. It's like getting 1,000 dings on your phone every minute, making it impossible to spot the truly important notifications. This is where AI truly shines, helping to make sense of the chaos. With AI, a modern SIEM becomes much smarter. Instead of just collecting logs, AI helps the SIEM analyze them in real time, looking for subtle indicators of compromise that a human might miss. It's like having a super-fast, tireless assistant who can read and understand millions of log entries every second. This means the SIEM can now do more than just store data. It can proactively hunt for threats. The goal isn't to replace human analysts, but to empower them with better insights and fewer false positives, so they can focus on the real dangers. AI in SIEM helps us move from reactive to proactive defense. So, how does AI make a SIEM so much more powerful? Two key ways: correlation and anomaly detection. Correlation means AI can connect the dots between seemingly unrelated events. For example, a single failed login might be nothing, but an AI can see 50 failed logins from a strange IP address, followed by a successful login from another unusual location, all within minutes. That's a strong correlation pointing to a potential attack. Anomaly detection is where AI learns what normal looks like for your systems. Then, anything that deviates significantly from that normal behavior triggers an alert, helping us spot threats that don't match any known signature. This combination is incredibly powerful. Let's imagine a typical enterprise, maybe a mid-sized e-commerce company. They have hundreds of servers, thousands of employees, and a bustling website. Every single action, a user logging in, a server accessing a database, a firewall blocking traffic, generates a log entry. Their SIEM is pulling in millions of these logs every hour. Without AI, the security team is constantly sifting through an avalanche of information, trying to find a genuine threat amidst all the routine noise. It's like trying to hear a whisper in a rock concert, almost impossible. This too many logs problem is a daily reality for many organizations. Now, let's see AI in action within that SIEM. Instead of just collecting everything, the AI model has been trained on historical data to understand what normal looks like for this e-commerce company. It knows that server A usually talks to server B, and user X typically logs in from office IP addresses. When a new log comes in, the AI quickly assesses it. Is it part of a normal pattern? Or is it an outlier? It automatically filters out the benign, everyday events, only bubbling up the truly suspicious activities. This drastically reduces the number of alerts analysts need to review, saving precious time and focusing their efforts on actual threats. No more whispers in a rock concert. AI turns down the background music so you can hear the important details. Let's shift our focus a bit to network traffic. Imagine your company's network as a bustling digital freeway. Data packets are like cars, constantly moving between different destinations, your users accessing websites, servers talking to each other, cloud services exchanging information. Every packet has details like its source, destination, the type of data it's carrying, and more. Understanding this traffic is absolutely vital for cybersecurity because most attacks, whether they're phishing, malware, or data theft, involve some kind of network communication. Traditional tools monitor this, but AI takes it to a whole new level of sophistication. Traditional network traffic analysis, or NTA, often relies on signatures. Think of a signature as a unique fingerprint for a known attack. If a piece of network traffic matches a known malicious signature, the NTA system flags it. This works well for threats we've seen before, like a specific type of malware connecting to a known bad server. However, what happens when a brand new attack emerges, one nobody has ever seen? It won't have a signature yet. This is the big blind spot for signature-based systems. They can't detect what they don't know, leaving organizations vulnerable to novel attacks. AI helps us see beyond these known fingerprints. This is where AI-powered network traffic analysis comes into play. Instead of just looking for known signatures, AI focuses on behavior. It learns the typical behaviors of your network, which devices usually communicate, at what times, sending how much data, and using what protocols. It builds a baseline of normal. Then, if it sees something that deviates significantly from this normal behavior, even if it doesn't match a known attack signature, it flags it as suspicious. This behavioral approach is incredibly powerful because it allows us to detect brand new, never-before-seen threats, often called zero-day exploits. AI acts as a guard, not just checking IDs, but watching how everyone moves. To really get this, let's look at how the AI actually learns. It starts by passively observing all the network traffic over a period days, weeks, sometimes months. It's like watching all the cars on the freeway for a long time. It records things like which IP addresses talk to each other, how much data is exchanged, the types of services used, like web browsing or file sharing, and the frequency of these interactions. From this massive dataset, the AI builds a complex model of your network's personality. It understands what's routine, what's rare but legitimate, and what is truly out of character. This baseline is constantly updated as your network naturally evolves. Imagine a typical office environment. Suddenly, one of the employee's computers, let's call it workstation A, starts behaving strangely. Instead of its usual traffic patterns, accessing office servers, browsing approved websites, it begins sending small, encrypted data packets to an unknown external server located in a far-off country, at odd hours. A traditional signature-based system might not flag this if the external server isn't on a blacklist and the specific communication method hasn't been seen before. But our AI-powered NTA, having learned workstation A's normal routine, would instantly recognize this as highly anomalous. It doesn't need to know what the attack is, only that the behavior is wrong. Now, let's dive into a powerful real-world scenario, detecting a zero-day exploit. A zero-day is a software vulnerability that is unknown to the software vendor and therefore, no patch exists. It's like a secret backdoor that only the bad guys know about. These are incredibly dangerous because traditional defenses have no signatures or rules to detect them. They are literally 0 days old in terms of public knowledge. Detecting these requires something truly intelligent, something that can spot the unusual activity that a zero-day exploit might cause, rather than looking for a known attack pattern. This is where AI truly shines. Let's track this zero-day scenario. Our AI-powered NTA system has been observing the network for months. It's seen millions of network flows from every device, servers, workstations, IoT gadgets. For a specific web app server 01, the AI knows its normal traffic profile. It expects to see HTTPS requests on port 80 by 443, talking to database servers on specific ports, and occasional updates. It's learned the typical packet sizes, frequencies, and destinations. This isn't just a simple rule, it's a complex, multidimensional profile that the AI has built based on all its observations. It knows what web app server 01's heartbeat looks and feels like. Suddenly, an attacker finds and exploits a zero-day vulnerability in web app server 01. They gain a foothold. Their goal is to extract data. The exploit itself might be subtle, but the network activity it causes is what the AI is watching. The compromised server starts initiating outbound connections to a completely new, unknown IP address in an unusual port range, sending a small but consistent stream of data. The volume isn't huge, which might evade traditional flood detection. The specific port isn't blocked, as it's not a commonly malicious one. It's just different from the server's usual behavior, like a tiny tremor before an earthquake. While human eyes might never spot this subtle change among millions of other network flows, the AI model immediately registers it. The outbound connection to an unprecedented destination, using a non-standard port for that server, and the consistent data egress, all these factors combine. The AI compares this new behavior against web app server 01's established normal profile. It calculates an anomaly score. This score skyrockets because the traffic doesn't fit any known benign pattern or previous observation. This isn't just a maybe, It's a strong statistical indication of something highly unusual and potentially malicious happening. It's the aha moment for the AI. When the anomaly score crosses a certain threshold, the AI-powered NTA system triggers a high-priority alert. This alert isn't just a generic suspicious activity message, it's rich with context. It specifies which server is behaving anomalously, the exact IP addresses and ports involved, the type of deviation, example, unusual outbound data flow, and the calculated anomaly score. This focused, intelligent alert goes straight to the Security Operations Center (SOC) team. Instead of sifting through noise, an analyst sees a clear, actionable threat, complete with details that help them quickly understand and investigate what's happening. The AI has done the hard work of finding the needle in the haystack. So far, we've mostly talked about systems and networks, but people are a huge part of cybersecurity too. That's where user and entity behavior analytics, or UEBA, comes in. An entity can be a user, a server, an application, basically anything that interacts with your network. UEBA uses AI to profile the normal behavior of people and devices . It asks, what files does this employee usually access? From what locations do they typically log in? Which servers does this application usually communicate with? This helps us spot things like an employee's account being taken over, or an insider trying to steal data, by noticing behavior that's suddenly out of character. It's like a smart digital assistant learning everyone's habits. The core idea behind AI-powered UEBA is very similar to NTA, establishing baselines and detecting deviations. For each user, the AI builds a behavioral profile, typical login times, usual devices, frequently accessed resources, common applications, and even typing speed or mouse movements. It's incredibly detailed. If a user who normally works 9 to 5 from the office suddenly logs in at 3 a.m. from an unusual country and tries to download sensitive customer data, the AI instantly flags this as a deviation. It's about spotting the unusual that could indicate a compromised account or malicious insider before major damage occurs. AI makes normal truly understandable. Consider a disgruntled employee, Jane, who has decided to leave the company and take some valuable intellectual property with her. Her normal behavior is to access project files related to her team's work. One night, after hours, Jane logs in from her personal laptop using her corporate VPN, which is slightly unusual but not unheard of. However, she then starts accessing highly confidential R&D project folders she's never touched before, downloading gigabytes of data to a personal cloud storage service. A traditional system might just see Jane accessed files. But the UEBA system, knowing her typical access patterns, flags this sequence of events as highly suspicious, an immediate insider threat alert. Another common UEBA scenario is detecting account compromise. Let's say a phishing email tricks Mark into giving up his corporate credentials. An attacker logs in using Mark's account. The AI-powered UEBA system immediately notices several red flags. The login location is from a country Mark has never visited, the access device is unknown, and the attacker tries to access administrative settings or financial systems, which is totally outside Mark's normal job function. The AI stitches these anomalous events together, generating a critical alert. This allows the security team to lock down Mark's account and prevent further damage, often before Mark even realizes his account has been compromised. AI provides early warning before the real trouble starts. Malware, malicious software, is a constant and ever-growing problem. Every day, thousands of new variants of viruses, ransomware, spyware, and worms are created. Traditional antivirus software relies on signature databases. It knows what known malware looks like. But with new malware emerging at such a rapid pace, signature-based detection struggles to keep up. It's a never-ending game of catch-up, and attackers only need to tweak their code slightly to create a new variant that slips past signature-based tools. This malware explosion is a huge challenge, and it's another area where machine learning provides a much-needed boost. Instead of relying solely on signatures, machine learning approaches malware detection differently. AI models are trained on features extracted from huge datasets of both legitimate and malicious files. These features can be anything from the file's structure, the functions it tries to call, the permissions it requests, its byte patterns, or even its behavior when executed in a safe, isolated environment. The AI learns to identify the characteristics that distinguish malware from goodware. This means it can often detect entirely new, zero-day malware that has never been seen before, simply because its underlying characteristics or behavior are highly suspicious. It's about recognizing the intent not just the specific phase. Beyond just detecting if a file is malicious, ML can also help classify what kind of malware it is. Is it ransomware, a banking trojan, a cryptominer, or spyware? By analyzing the unique patterns and behaviors, the AI can often group new malware into known families or types. This is incredibly useful for security teams because knowing the family helps them understand the attacker's likely objective and implement the most effective response. It's like a doctor not just diagnosing sickness, but specifically flu versus strep throat, allowing for targeted treatment. ML helps us get very specific, very fast. Finally, let's talk about how AI helps the Security Operations Center, or SOC, team with automation and response. SOC analysts are often overwhelmed with tasks. AI can automate many of the repetitive, low-level tasks, like triaging alerts, enriching incident data with context, or even automatically blocking known malicious IPs. This frees up human analysts to focus on complex investigations and strategic defense. It also enables much faster response times. When a critical alert comes in, AI can quickly gather all relevant information, present it clearly, and even suggest pre-approved response actions. This shifts the SOC from simply reacting to threats to intelligently anticipating and managing them. So, we've taken a tour through how AI is transforming cyber defense, from sifting through SIEM logs and detecting zero-day network attacks to unmasking insider threats and classifying brand-new malware. It's clear that AI isn't here to replace human expertise, but rather to augment it, making our human defenders more effective and efficient than ever. As threats continue to evolve, so too will the capabilities of AI in cybersecurity. It's a continuous arms race, but with AI on our side, we have a powerful tool to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. Keep learning, stay curious, and keep your digital guard up. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the CyberXplain channel. See you on the next video.